On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Instantly, they would arrest her because
I don't know about that.
Did you see what she? Did you see what she did?
I have been a domestic violence at the end of the year. No, please don't tell me that.
Did you see what she did at the end of the video? She ran to her friends and she was like, "See, he did. I didn't touch him, did he?" And they all validated. The reason he recorded it.
Proof, the fact that he has a
so like it was him
on his head.
It was him against those.
They would have arrested
3 other people that was in the house. So when the police came and they would have asked what happened, she would have had witnesses on her side.
No,
I don't understand why you shaking your head.
That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes.
All right, you guys. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. We're moving on to our final topic. But before we get to that topic, I want to play a video for you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys are all familiar with the Quavo and Sweetie elevator incident that happened in 2020. And if you're not, then I'm going to play it. Yeah, she look real hurt, don't she?
Trying to be.
All right, you guys. I'm going to play another video for you guys. Some of you guys may be aware of it. And some of you guys may not. But this is Chet Hanks with his girlfriend.
With a knife?
Chet.
You're threatening me with a knife? This bitch just attacked me with a knife.
No, I didn't. Did I attack you with a knife? John,
This bitch just attacked me with a knife.
Did I attack you with a knife? No, not at all. You pushed me.
Wow.
You pushed me.
Now you're trying to flip the story.
Yes, okay.
Wow.
When I'm done with your ass.
Wow.
When I'm done with you.
She just attacked me with a knife.
You better get out of my face.
She just attacked me with a knife. There's the proof. She's mad because I caught her stealing my money, taking my credit cards and charging her rent to them, all this shit like that.
So that's Chet Hanks, which is Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, right? Son.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I'm kind of looking at you, Tawana. You never seen that?
No, I never seen either one of those. No.
Which is the issue that we're having. A lot of people heard about the Sweetie and Quavo's incident, but then when it came to the man getting assaulted, we didn't hear anything about it. So it's clearly there seems to be like there's a double standard. There was a public outrage of a man assaulting a woman, but when it came to the woman assaulting the man, rarely hear about it. So let's talk. I'm going to get your thoughts. I'm going to start with you, Chicago Rella. What do you think about the double standard that's out here and women playing victim as well?
Hey, so look, first of all, I'm gonna say like this, man. After watching both of those videos, I hate it here. You know, the Sweetie video in this Me Too and this hyper PC world that we're in now, it looked to me like the brother was trying to get his bag. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like the young lady was trying to take something that didn't belong to her, and he got aggressive. And but she wasn't letting the bag go. Wasn't like he went after the bag and she said, okay, I'm gonna let it go. No, she wanted to wrestle for the bag. He got overly aggressive, true, whatever. And then the situation with Chet Hanks, you know, Tom Hanks would never, man. Him and Rita, whatever his wife's name is, man, they would never. This dude is just like starved for attention. Now, to bring it to your question around women and who holds them accountable, and they're playing victim. There are some women out here that are playing the victim role, but they're in.
Wait. You said that he starved for attention.
Who, Chet Hanks?
Yeah.
Factual.
Why is that?
Have you seen some of the antics that this dude has done?
No. I'm going straight off of that video.
No. Let me tell you this. The fact that listen, okay. This dude, instead of being on the video crying to the world about what this woman just did to him, he should have been on the phone with the police filing the report. He should have been on the phone with the police.
But wait a minute. You telling me that his antics plays a larger role than what it is that we just seen in that video?
What did we see in the video? We saw him in an argument with his
what?
We saw the camera on her. Then we saw it go dark as if she slapped the camera. Then he turns the camera on him. I didn't see anything in her hand. He said, "You gonna strike me with a knife?" The first thing I did was look at her hands. That's the first thing I did. I looked at her hands. Wait, hold up. You're asking me, so I'm giving you the answer. The first thing I did was look at her hands. We saw it what looked like she smacked the camera out of. Now, if she smacked the camera out of his hands or whatever, somehow he was able to regain control, flip it back around, and videotape himself bleeding and her some more.
It don't matter. I don't care if she had a knife or not. Why is she putting her hands on him? Why is she even slapping his camera?
Listen, I'm talking about dude first. I didn't even get to that part yet. So, I mean, if we jump in, I'm not jumping straight to hold her accountable without looking at him first. Dude is a character for me. I mean, it might not resonate with you, bro, but I'm looking at the situation and I dissect the whole thing. I don't just go in and say, "Oh, we saw this. Now he's bleeding. Oh, he got assaulted, so she deserves." I
don't even know who he is, and I don't care who he is. But I don't believe in any woman putting their hands on a man.
That man, she deserves whatever she got coming to her. I'm saying I'm not gonna run down like that
from her, whether she had a knife or not. How much more proof do you need than a woman putting her hands on a dude?
So what? I'm
like, I don't even. Okay, let me preface this.
All I said it was dude is for attention. So I'm confused.
But that's not what we're talking about, though. The specific question of this whole thing is: are women being held accountable for their actions?
I didn't get
which
to
means
that.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
I didn't get to none of that. All I was doing was
because I don't know what the fact that his dad is Tom Hanks, or the fact that because I don't know who he is. I've never seen a video before, but I don't know why you preface what you were going to say.
But you had no problem with what I said about Quavo?
You actually
wait, hold on. You had no problem with what I said about Quavo?
No, my point is that what do who they are have to do with women being accountable for their actions?
I didn't get to that, bro. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Go ahead and do your thing. You asked another question.
Hold on. I don't want to do that either because I know you have a perspective, but he asked me the question first. So I was breaking. Well, hold on. I got you, bro. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't need you to tell me to go ahead. I'm going, but I'm just saying I was laying my foundation, bro. Laying my foundation.
Give me a sec. Go ahead.
I'm on.
Two alpha men. Go
ahead, do your thing.
No. We get you comfortable. That's all that is. I was saying, if I finish my point, we probably gonna end up in the same space. And like I said, if that woman assaulted him, then because what we see on camera, that's not gonna hold up in the court of law. What they gonna say? She smacked the camera. We saw the camera go black. Like that's all we saw, bro. Like JR could pull the video back up. What you saw is the woman.
Man, you are nuts, bro. You do understand that all a woman has to say, all she got to say, she don't even have to have proof, is that a guy put her hands on him. By default, a guy is going to spend 3 days, three business days in jail.
Wait. Tom, before you drill down on me, what was I saying? I said the women are not held accountable because they're in a system that's built for them.
But
most of these states are women and child states. True or false?
This is nuts, bro. I can't believe that we even having this conversation right now. I can't believe that any guy's background and what he does for a living or who his parents are has any bearing on this conversation. Why does that have any bearing on this conversation?
No, now tell me.
It don't matter who you are, what you do for a living. Women should be held accountable, and I don't take into consideration who, what he does for a living or whether he a clown or whatever or not. I clearly seen a chick that put her hands, that lunged at a dude, and when you consider that all a woman has to say is a dude did something to her, and he's automatically gonna be put through the ringer. But then you can have a woman that's on camera that clearly just did what she did, and we circumventing it, trying to figure out how we can justify whether or not she really did it or not. Like, that's crazy to me. That is absolutely nuts to me.
That definitely sounds crazy to you because that is not what I said at all.
Man.
All right.
So wait. You right before you go on, JR. So you telling me that you didn't qualify what you were going to say before you said it by identifying who this person was? Hold on. No. You can't cut me off yet. Let me ask my question.
You asked me,
are you telling me
what I was about?
I didn't finish the question yet. The question. I asked you specifically, are you telling me you didn't highlight what the person was, who the person was, and who their parents was before you made your conclusion?
I've been doing all night. That's correct.
It's a yes. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know.
Same way I've been doing all night.
That's all I wanted to know. Right or wrong, who you are and who your parents are, that factors into right and wrong, right?
Like the same way I've been doing all night. That's my.
But why did you do it? Is my question.
Why would it matter to you, dog?
Because it's a part of the conversation.
All right, I'm gonna get some of the ladies' perspectives.
If you say like if I did something, let's just say I was in the news for something, for example, or you was in the news for something, right? Do you want them to first identify what your history is before they tell the story of whether or not
totally different things? I was giving commentary.
It's not two different things.
No.
You said it for a reason.
I'm not judging jury. We're not sitting on no jury panel, dog. We are commentating.
We having a conversation.
Video that wait, Anton. We're commentating on a video that we just watched. I'm giving background for the audience, right? Now, if you want to give your opinion,
so what do his parents got to do with anything?
Give your opinion, and your opinion is direct with no chaser, that the woman should be held accountable regardless of what, I'm in agreement with that. I'm commentating. I'm not.
That's not what I'm asking a question about.
All right, y'all. Let me get the ladies' perspective. Hey, Courtney.
Yeah.
I'm not letting this go. I'm coming back to it, bro. But
salute. Let's do it.
Courtney, the topic is Black women aren't held accountable for their actions. Oh. And that video that the two videos that we just saw clearly there's a double standard. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I understand what Chicago really was trying to say as far as how Jet Hanks and his antics has been. I completely understand that. However, we're just talking about what happened at this particular point. Are Black women held accountable for their actions? Absolutely not. I'm going to just bring it back to Sweetie and Quavo. And we saw that she swung first. When I talk to women about that, I'm like, well, she swung first, but no one wants to talk about that. It's a but. It's always, yeah, she swung first, but did you see what he did? It's like, well, no. Let's negate that but, because a but always negates what happened first. She swung. She should be held accountable for her starting the violence first, but they never are. I can think about Jay-Z and Solange, how she attacked Jay-Z in the elevator for whatever reason, but was she held accountable? No. Did she get canceled? No. She's still going willy-nilly. However, if Jay-Z would have just swung a little back or had an elbow back, career would have been over. So women are never held accountable. We have not been held accountable for years. And I would venture out to say the reason why we have not been held accountable, because it's profitable for women not to be held accountable. The Tyler Perrys, the music, it's always been where society is able to profit us not being accountable, but being a victim and blaming everybody else but ourselves. It's a profit. That's why Derrick Jackson became who he is, because it's profitable. So no, we never had accountable. Once someone comes and holds a Black woman accountable, they be called a pick-me. They get attacked. If you agree with a man, you become attacked. So no, Black women have never been held accountable, but they need to be.
Tawana, I know you saw those two videos. Clearly, there's a double standard, in my opinion. I want to get your thoughts.
I mean, it's a double standard, but here's the thing. This is what kills me about men. Men say that, or at least a lot of men say that women are not equal to them. We are, the stronger sex. We are this, we are that. But then on the same side, want to be treated equal when it comes to how sentencing is passed down and all these other things. It's just such a contradictory to me. It's just hypocrisy. So here's the thing. The difference is with Quavo and the other girl, they both are being investigated by LAPD. So that is just not true what we're saying, right? Because they're both kind of in this whole court, and they're being investigated, and we'll see how the sentencing or whatever passed down, or if it both get dismissed. And we don't even know. Now, in the second case, this guy, what happened is, and I guarantee he didn't report it. I guarantee he didn't. He got on Facebook Live and he showed the whole world, but didn't call the police and say, this is what she did to me, right? He told us all, but didn't do that. And then tomorrow he'll end up being with her, right? Or whatever. And so then it's like, whose fault is that he is not initiating the report? Now, is there a double standard in how women, like you can call domestic violence can be called, and the woman can display like, bruises, but she was the initiator. And so therefore, like, police may not even investigate. They just want to go straight to the man and arrest him. I've seen that happen so many times. I've seen women who have, started the fight, instigated the fight, is the perpetrator. The man is the one who gets arrested in mostly all those cases. But I've also seen the reverse, where men who report these women get these women charged and prosecuted, and then they get a battery charge and history. And so then other men are aware that these women are violent and crazy. But I've also seen that happen as well. So I just wish more instances of that happening would happen, where people would start to hold us accountable. Yeah. So you waiting on these women to just stand up and be like, yeah, I'm going to be accountable. I'm an abuser and I'm going to stop. No, you guys have to take action. So if you want women to stop being abusive and doing crazy stuff, you guys need to report them. You need to put it on record. I hate that these women are getting away with it and are constantly abusing men. We see it happening. Jay-Z didn't press charges on Solange. He's not going to, right? He took her out and brought her. So I just feel like, yes, they don't hold women accountable. However, men also don't do the next step, which is reporting and making sure that this woman is held accountable. So then, like, now we're in this back and forth. And all we doing is just we're going to give our opinion, but nothing's going to happen. He's going to be with that woman tomorrow, and what we going to talk about this all over again?
Why is there always a but though? Why is it all?
But she's gonna do it all over. She's gonna do it all over again, and then what?
Nothing's gonna happen. Another person have to hold another grown person responsible for them being and taking accountability for their actions.
He got on Facebook Live to show the world, but didn't get on 911 to tell them that this is what this woman has done to him.
But again, it always comes back to why the man should do something differently when we are not addressing the action of the woman specifically.
If a woman is being abused, she reports it, correct?
It's not what we're talking about. It's not what we're talking about.
If someone witnessed that domestic violence incident and the police came, that woman would have been arrested. If they saw that man had a scratch on his head, instantly they would arrest her because he has.
Did you see what she? Did you see what she did? Did you see what she did at the end of the
year? No, please don't tell me that.
Did you see what she did at the end of the video? She ran to her friends and she was like, "See, I didn't touch him, did he?" And they all validated. The reason he recorded it.
Proof, the fact that he has a
so like it was him
on his head.
It was him against those.
They would have arrested
3 other people that was in the house. So when the police came and they would have asked what happened, she would have had witnesses on her side.
No,
I don't understand why you shaking your head.
That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. I'm telling y'all, that's not how it goes. The first thing they do is look for a sign on your person. If they see you have a black eye, if they see you are red, if they see that your hair, if they see any of those signs, that person who did that is going to jail. They arrest that same day.
Wholeheartedly. You going all the way in circles.
I have seen it. Right. I'm just telling you that until you guys start to report it, this is going to continue to happen.
Right. It still comes back to it, but
that's all I'm being honest. if I can say something, if we can be honest, women champion and congratulate each other when they hit their man, when they disrespect their man. Girl, I would have hit him, girl. I wish he would do that. I smack him. I tear his car up. I bust the windows of the car. We champion bad behavior. We do. Women do.
I have never heard women bragging about beating a man.
It's a song. Sorry. You don't listen to Jasmine Sullivan. I bust the windows out your car. We make it into songs.
Okay, so
you can't say that we don't champion because it's a #1 song with assaulting a man's property.
Okay, his property. You said we make
it's assault.
The question is, why are women being No. You're getting away from the question. The question is, are women held accountable for their actions? Their actions extend beyond domestic violence.
Correct. How are you gonna hold somebody accountable if you don't take the proper steps to make sure they're held accountable? I don't understand. What do you want? What do you want?
When he pulled his phone out, there was a proper step. I mean, that was
because he had to get
that
on
was
camera.
His proof. That was his proof.
He got it on camera. Now what?
Because it is. We live in a double standard, and that's why women are able to get away with.
If he didn't report it, how can we call it a double standard?
Because it is a double standard. It's a double standard because women champion harassing, hurting.
Doesn't make sense.
They do. Like they do. I've been around women that's been like, girl,
you need to hang around different women because that's not
wait. That's
not how women think.
Wait a minute. If you've seen a woman bleeding,
we're not talking about all women.
If she took a picture of herself, not even with a video evidence of any kind of interactive. If a picture came up of a woman that had blood on her face, it would be an uproar.
Right.
Like they would be on this dude immediately. And again, I just don't understand why men have to ultimately take responsibility. Why are we even a part of this conversation as far as women being held accountable? Why do we have to do anything for you to keep your hands to yourself? Do not put your hands on a man. Don't put your hands on anybody. Matter of fact, that's my first issue. The second issue is wrong is wrong in any circumstance or situation. If Sweetie lunged at that dude in any way, shape, or form, or she tried to take his and steal his stuff, yo, that's wrong. I don't care if he alpha. I don't care if he beta. I don't care if he famous. I don't care if he John Blow that's on the corner begging for change. Keep your hands to yourself. Stop trying to do stuff that you wouldn't want done to you. And again, I'm not going to qualify this part of the conversation by saying that he is anybody's son or anybody is or his antics or whatever. I don't care if it's Logan Paul and the dude do pranks for a living. If a woman put their hands on you, fam, you need to start taking accountability and responsibility for who you are and stop requiring men to hold you accountable. That don't mean that we not going to hold you accountable or we not going to make adjustments, because obviously one of the adjustments that's made is the fact that he pulled out his camera to start recording, right? But my point is that keep y'all hands to yourself. And I don't even know why you put your hand on your head.
He also went to the police. So that makes sense.
So, okay, let me ask you a question, Tawana. What did I say in that last 2 minutes that was wrong? That was so mind-boggling for you. What did I say? What's off about that? Any of that? By saying women, keep your hands to yourself. What did I say that's so wrong
with that? It's nothing wrong with that. But to me, you're not telling them what to do when they're in that circumstance.
Because that's not the question.
That's what I think.
Not the question. Like, we going down a rabbit hole and getting away from holding people accountable for their actions. The question is, are women held accountable for their actions?
That's how you hold them accountable. That's how you hold them accountable. Because if we don't show the violence on record, this woman essentially goes to the next man and beat him and stab him. And then she goes to the next man and she slaps this man.
Absolutely nuts.
Wait, so let me
and this is what's wrong.
Let me ask you this. If we being solution based, we all know this. Our parents taught us this. Our grandmothers taught us this. Keep your hands to yourself, right? Don't go start no fights, but if somebody start one, you better finish it, right? So
they also saying that a man shouldn't hit a woman regardless of whether or not she do something to him.
Well, that's
so add that in there. That's additional context.
That's all changing now.
Right.
All that is,
That's
Is it?
laws are
Is
changing.
it? Because we just watched
Yeah.
2 videos and we talking about the dudes in the videos and we're not talking about the actions of the women. So how is it really changing?
Nobody's talking about the dudes.
I said the
Everybody's
laws
telling
are
dudes what to
changing.
do.
I said the
No,
laws.
they're not. No, they're not. Men
the
are
laws
still
are, bro.
men. Okay. All
The
right.
laws are. The laws are.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Because
Okay.
you don't sound convinced.
Listen,
So
if
let me
I'm
ask-
a
wait, hold on,
lock me up.
Hold on real quick. So let me ask you this. Have you personally had or know somebody that's had experience with domestic violence? Like
Yes.
a man that's been beat on?
Not me, but I do know people that's had experience with domestic violence. Yes.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Would that be in Detroit or would that be in other parts of the country?
I know guys that had problems with domestic violence in Detroit and other parts of the country.
Okay. Now, I'm because I know Detroit moves a little bit different. In other parts of the country, you're saying there was no recompense, there was no nothing for them. There was no repercussions, no nothing.
In other parts of the country, and I'm not even going to say other parts of the country, specifically in Ohio and New York, it wasn't no evidence. So it was who the police drawing a logical conclusion based off of who said what and who they believed.
Right.
By default, because
It's gonna be
she got to the phone first and she called, he had to spend 3 days in jail.
Yeah.
As a result of the situation, just by default. It wasn't even like, regardless of what happened after that. But my point is that when we talk about guys, it's easy to hold them accountable and say, yo, he shouldn't have did that, or he should be crucified, he should be canceled, whatever, so on and so forth. But when it comes to a woman, we got to take into context, we got to take in his background, we got to take into how long they've been together, what did he do, he should have did this, or I wouldn't have. Like, it's so much additional context and conversation that's being had. And women ultimately, just to answer the question directly, are not held accountable for their actions.
So I think that's where you got me confused. That I think you think I was giving all of that context as a commentary to give her a pass. I hadn't even got there yet. What I was saying was this system for a long time, like even the time that I spent in Georgia, I've had social workers that tell me, hey, Georgia is a woman and child state. They're always going to side with the woman first. But if you produce evidence, so like Tawana said, and this, I know this is true. I've talked to police.
I've been on site when this is happening.
If the police has showed up to his residence and he's bleeding, they're not saying her or her friends, because they're going to say they have probable cause to lie.
That's right.
That's deductive reasoning.
She's going to jail.
Take her on his word. That's what I mean when I said the laws are changing. In times past.
But that's not even what I'm talking about. I don't have a problem with that part of your argument at all, whatsoever.
Okay.
The only thing that I had a problem with what you said specifically, again, because you did agree, we both agreed on the same thing when it came to, her responsibility. The only thing I had a problem with what you said is, why does who he is and who his parents are, why is that even a consideration when we having this part of the conversation? That's the only thing I'm asking.
So let me clarify this. The consideration is not in context of that situation, but it's a commentary. That's the point that I was making. I was giving background and commentary for people who don't know the type of stuff that Chet Hanks does. So people that do know, and if there may be people in the comments who do know what he does, that could, until Tawana said he did file a report and get a restraining order, I would have easily pushed it off as he doing him. He trying to get attention from his mom and his pops.
I mean, that's cool. Listen, I don't have a problem with the additional context. I'm gonna agree to disagree. I still don't agree with it, but I understand why you said what you said.
But here,
I'm cool with that.
At the end of the day, 1000%, and this is what I'm asking you, bro. Yeah, we know people need to keep their hands to themselves. It doesn't happen. And I love how JR set this up, because it goes all the way back to, do women disrespect beta men?
Yeah, but that I'm not even considering that as a part of the conversation. Again, I just think it's an issue, because I think that we as a society continue to feel like men we're willing to embrace the idea that women should be equal and women should be able to do what men do, and they should be able to have the same jobs, they should be able to have the same rights, they should be able to have the same everything as far as men is concerned. But then we put caveats on it when it comes to certain things that does not benefit them, and that's my problem. My problem is, if you want to be equal, then get everything equal.
1,000%. I agree with you 1,000%.
This is the thing that I don't.
They don't want that though.
I don't even understand.
If you don't want to be equal, want to be equal, then stay out of my way.
So let me tell y'all what's the problem.
I agree.
How are you gonna attack women for that when that is the government? That's the system. It's like we're the target. We're the easy target. We didn't create the rules and laws. You are targeting the wrong person. There's nothing women can do about.
How do you think rules and laws are created? Politicians and lawmakers are a reflection of the people that elect them.
So you're
the ones that advocate for it.
Okay, so
you advocate for equal rights, but then you
ask for
no. Because you advocate for equal rights, but then at the same time, these same feminist groups, these same extreme feminist groups, are advocating against updating the law. Stop.
Not for the regular average.
No, because you said these are the laws. These same people that's advocating and acquiring all this equal is also advocating against equal when it comes to updating the laws when it comes to family court.
Blaming black women does what?
Guidelines. Stop.
No, blaming black women does what?
Usually what happens is what happens is when you start making great points, they start to overtalk you. Because they don't want to hear that part of the argument, bro. They don't want to hear that part of the argument. But my point is that when you want to be equal, you got to be equal on both sides. And you can't. Go ahead. You got it. You know it's true.
No, I hear you, Anton. No, here's the thing. Double standards exist. What happened is that women will go against double standards if it does not fit their narrative. And that's just what happens. So the double standards of, I can smack on a man all day and know that I will be okay. But if a man smacks on me, then of course he's going to get canceled. He's going to get jailed. So that works in my arena. However, I can't, you talking about being a hoe. I can't sleep with every man because I'm a hoe, but that man will be a stud. So, but that doesn't work in my favor. So that's what Anton is saying. You can't pick and choose what double standard that you're cool with. If you don't agree with double standards, then don't agree with it completely. Do it 50-50 all day. So therefore, if you're a feminist and you want a man and a woman to be equal, then go out on a date and you pay half on your date.
Yep.
Don't expect a man to pay for it. That's a double standard. But however, you got your own. You're independent. You can do all this, but you expect a man to pay? No. That's not.
Courtney, you looking really great. I like that shirt.
We don't tell people what decisions to make. What we do is tell people how to make the right decisions when they're in circumstances. And that's what y'all are missing. Like, we can't determine who's going to take advantage of what opportunities versus who's not. Like, rich people can get out of crimes that lower class people cannot get out of.
They have money.
They have money. So it's all types of advantages that happen and that people take advantage of all throughout.
Right.
We use these examples like it's just this one particular.
So be consistent. Be consistent. If double standards exist and you're okay with it being great on your part, then don't be mad when it's great on a man's part. But I'm a woman. No, be consistent with the double standards because they exist. You live with it and you move accordingly. If you want 50-50 and you're a feminist and you're like a man is equal to a woman, then move accordingly and make it 50-50. So therefore, if you hit a man, that man has the right to hit you back. But you don't want that because that man will knock you out because we're not equal. Yep. Men and women are not equal. Once we realize that's
the bottom line.
Once we realize that, we can move on with life and deal with other issues. We are not equal to men.
I agree.